Hey everybody, this is Fully Off and welcome to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Manual. In this series of videos, myself and Avamance run through what we typically do in order to survive in this wonderful game we call Minecraft. Now at the end of this episode, don't forget to go over and check out how Avo is doing. All of his links so far are going to be in the description below. Now in this episode, I'm going to go exploring, but before I do that, I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that's commented on the last episode. And specifically, I want to thank the people that put me right on something that I got wrong in the last episode. And I'm not too proud to admit that I've made a mistake in the last episode. My bad. In the last episode, I said that you could take cursors off of enchanted weapons and equipment on the grindstone, but you can't. You can't. I read the wiki incorrectly. You can take enchants off of items and equipment on the grindstone, but you can't take off cursors. So I made a mistake. Sorry, guys. But thank you, everybody that's put me right, and I really do appreciate the fact that you paid attention. It means a lot to me that you put me straight. So thank you for that. So to start with, then, before we run off on our, you might have seen I've sorted my shield out as well. I've made myself a new shield, and I've put my Union flag on there correctly this time. But I've got to go out and get myself some wool before we go adventuring. So let me do a bit of sleeping. So after a lovely night's sleep, what I want to do first is make myself a banner. And I'll explain why. It's a brilliant trick, actually. Grab myself a couple of bits of iron. Make myself a pair of shears. Run over and do a little bit of shearing. Blink. And I'm not just going to use this banner to make the cave look pretty. Grab a stick. Crafting table, make a banner. Right, so now, if I name this banner, I'm going to call the banner, put it in an anvil. You need an anvil. You can't do this in a crafting table. But if you right click on the anvil, you can put the banner in the anvil and then you can rename it. So I'm just going to rename it Home. So now I've got a banner that's called Home. So if I put that there and then get my map, put it in my hand. At the moment you can see I've got nothing written on the map. Okay, but if I take the map in my hand and right click on the banner, Home appears on the map, which is fantastic. Look at that. So as long as that banner stays there, this map will always say Home on it. And also, this means that if you've got a couple of farms in the area, I mean, when you've got a really big map, you can take the individual maps and take yourself a banner, name your banner Zombie Spawner, go over, and it doesn't have to be visible either. You can bury that under the ground. I've only put it there just to show you, but if you wanted to bury that in the ground, right click on it with your map and then cover it over again, the description will still appear on your map. And that way you won't have a banner just sat there, unless it's a really nice banner and you wanted to keep it. And you can do this with any banner as well. If you were to get a banner from a mansion or from an end city, you could rename that and put it on the wall or put it on the ground, right click on it with your map, and there you go. You've got yourself a map. And we're going to use that map when we go out adventuring, because that will always tell me which way I have to go to get home, which is superb. Right, so before I do that, before I crack on with all of that, I want to repair my tools. So grab myself some more iron. I've got myself 24 levels just from mining and killing the odd mob. And doing a bit of smelting and whatever. You get XP from smelting as well, so it's worth doing. You see, I got a little bit of XP from that. Turn those into kelp blocks, put it back in there again. So if you right click on the anvil and put your iron tool in, there's no point in trying to repair a stone tool with iron. Obviously, if you've got a stone tool, you can repair it with stone. Wooden tools you can repair with the same kind of tool or wood. An iron you can repair with another iron sword, but it's cheaper to do that in the grindstone like we did in the last episode. If you don't have two iron swords, you can stick your sword in there and then put in a bit of iron, and it will tell you how much it's going to repair your tool. So 1 bit of iron for this iron sword is going to cost me 1 enchantment point, and it'll repair it up to there. If I put another iron ingot in there, it'll cost me 2 enchantment points, but it repairs it all the way up. So we'll do that, and then I'll repair my axe. 1 enchantment point, and the more you repair, the more it will cost to repair. And later on we'll go through what to do with diamond tools if you want to reduce that cost, but there's no point doing that until I've got myself some decent until I've got myself some decent diamond tools. So 2 bits of iron almost repairs it to the top. That's good enough, otherwise I'll be wasting. If I put another one in there now, it's going to cost me 3, and it really doesn't do a great deal for me. So I'll stick with the 2. Have that. Repair my shovel as well. This should only take 1. Oh no, takes 2 as well. So I've got all my tools repaired. Throw that back in there. I want to make myself a bow because I don't have one, and I've only got 2 arrows, but you never know, you might be out and about, we might find some arrows. So to make a bow, we've done this before. 3 sticks like that, and then 3 bits of string. Make myself a normal non-enchanted bow. So put this stuff back, put that back in there, put that back in there, that back in there. Don't need the string. So I need loads of food, and I've got about as well. I haven't got enough food, but I've got some food. I want to grab myself a stack of oak logs. Like I've said before, if you can carry a load of oak logs with you, you can turn oak logs into planks, into sticks, into torches, into loads of stuff, and it only takes up 1 inventory slot. So I always like carrying oak logs around with me when I'm off exploring. I'm going to grab myself a furnace because I'm going to need to be able to cook food. Grab myself some coal if I have some. Got some coal. We can turn those into torches. We can use it to smelt as to cook things as well. Although it's probably, you know, I probably will be using wood to cook things because I probably won't have more than 8 items to cook. And as I mentioned, 1 piece of coal will cook 8 items. So if you're putting in 1 steak, don't use a piece of coal. You'll just waste it. If you've only got 1 or 2 pieces of steak to cook, use a bit of wood because it would be better for you. All right, so we've got an iron sword, we've got a shield, we've got some armor, we've got wood, we've got some torches. My boat's outside. I don't need my shears. Those back in there. Is it dark o'clock? I need a bed. I'll make myself another bed because I don't want to break that one. So I'm just going to go and grab a little bit more wool. Brilliant. So I'm all set. I'm all ready to go. Let's have a look. Where's the sun? Over there. Just coming up over the trees, actually. So I think it's time to head off. So let me grab my map. Otherwise, there's no point in me doing what I've just done if I don't take my map with me. And we can have a look at the map later. So jump in my boat. I'm going to head off that way. It's probably going to bring me out. I know there's an ocean over there. So we're going to head off over to the ocean. And see what we shall see. Okay, I've been paddling due east only for a couple of minutes. We've only just, if I can look at the map, you'll see, where's my little dot? It might not show up when I'm in the boat. Oh, does it not show up when I'm far away now? That's interesting. That is very interesting. I was pretty sure, and it's something else I've managed to get wrong. I thought you had a dot appeared on your map, but clearly that disappears when you get too far away. There isn't a dot anywhere, is there? Oh, and just so I don't know whether I've mentioned this to you, you can quickly swap things from one hand to the other by pressing the F key. And that comes in handy if you're using a bow and a shield and a sword and everything else when you're fighting. But anyway, I don't know why that's not showed up. But the reason I brought you back is just over there, and you can see it is a shipwreck. And normally around a shipwreck you'll find drowned. So we've got to be really careful. So we'll jump in the boat, and I don't have aqua affinity or water breathing or anything like that on my helmet or depth strider on my boot, so this is going to be quite difficult. Have a quick shufty around just to make sure that I'm safe. We might be lucky. Got to watch out for those bubbles as well. And down at the bottom, underneath those bubbles, we've got magma blocks, and they'll suck you down to the bottom. So you've got to be really careful around the bubbles. Right, I can't see any drowned anywhere, so I'm going to risk it. Now, normally with a shipwreck, there's a door that leads into the main cabin at the back, and that door should allow me to breathe. So anyway, I'm going to jump in and see if we can make it down there. Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? You may or may not have heard that. Yeah, there he is. Look, oh, they're everywhere all of a sudden. We've got one over there shooting at me with a trident. They're really bad, especially when you've got no armor. So let me get out of the way a little bit. Oh. Here's me looking around. I couldn't see them, and all of a sudden they're everywhere. Got a guy coming at me with a fishing rod. Loads of them. Oh, come on then. Take you on if you're not coming at me with a trident. I don't care. We might go back and attack the guy with the trident in a minute. But they're quite difficult with a decent sword. So with an iron sword, he might be nigh on impossible. Are you going to drop the fishing rod for me? So I've got a fishing rod. No. All this rotting flesh is great if we've got a dog. I'm going to pick it up anyway. As a rule, I wouldn't collect it, but it's early game, so I'm going to take it. Right, now, do I risk it? Is there really a creeper over there by my boat? I don't believe that. If he goes and gets in my boat, I am in trouble. I want to know where that one is with the trident. Maybe I'll lure that creeper over here. I really don't want him in my boat. Oh, that's why there are so many here. There's an underwater temple down there. They tend to spawn around that temple. And as you can see, where's he gone? My air bubbles are going down really quickly because I've only got a normal helmet on. See if we can get him to go through one of the bubbles. Using the magma is a good trick later on when we try to make a farm. If he's going to go through the bubbles. Go through the bubbles. Come on. Go into the bubbles. Yeah. So he's going to go down there. Oh, well, he will go down there eventually, and he'll get stuck on the magma blocks and he'll die, which is brilliant. But it's not going to do it for us today. Right, so, oh, there's another one. You don't need these bad boys everywhere. They're going to start spawning again now because of the light level. And every time I get up out of the water, my underwater vision goes down. You can see you can see quite a way, and then you have to come up for air. And then as soon as you do that, your underwater vision goes a little bit, and then you can't see anything again. Maybe I'm going to leave. Maybe I'm going to leave this shipwreck and try and find one that's a little bit less dangerous. We really, what would be ideal is a shipwreck that's actually on land. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Always scoot around the edges of islands because there's a... Oh, is that one down there? There's another one. Brilliant. So let me eat something. And we'll go and have a look to see if there's anything down there worth looking at. Alright, we've got some stuff in there. I do need to breathe. Worth making a door. I'm going to make a door. Because like I mentioned, doors allow you to breathe underwater. They're one of the blocks that you can't waterlog. So grab a crafting table again. Maybe this time I'll take it with me. Make any old door. So we're in here now, and we can breathe, which gives us a little bit of breathing space, I suppose. So if I look in that chest now, blast protection trousers, we'll have some of those. No point getting those. We'll have some suspicious stew and some TNT. A couple of potatoes, just what we needed for those pigs. We'll get some bamboo while we're here. Brilliant. Now, there is usually 3 chests on a ship. So I'm going to dig around here a little bit and see if I can find one. So I've made myself a little area there just with a couple of doors where I can breathe underwater, which is ideal. Okay, so I've managed to find another chest in here. I've got some emeralds. We'll look at these in a second. Get as much as we can, as quick as we can, and get out before we suffocate. We still need to find the one with a map in it, though. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Right in front of me all the time. So let's grab the paper and we'll grab the map. We'll have a look at that in a second. I'll leave my doors here. Really need to get out and sleep, don't I? Where's my bed? Hopefully there's no bad guys up here. Oh, I don't need to sleep at all. I thought it was dark. Fantastic. So, hello, turtle. So let's have a look at the map. That there, put that there. That map shows us that we've got to go. Remember, the top of the map is always pointing north. And you can see the dot on the right-hand side, which means we've got to go west. Okay, so if we find out which way is west by pressing F3, we can see that we're currently facing north. West is that way. I'm almost there anyway. It's on this island because some of the map has already been revealed. I am going to sleep, though, before we go hunting it. Because it is getting dark. You got any eggs? Turtle eggs? If I'd have bought my shears, we could have got some turtle eggs, but I didn't bring my shears, so I can't. So where are we? Yeah, heading the right way. It is on this little piece of ground here. So the cross is where the treasure is buried, obviously, as it is in all treasure maps. So I'm just having a quick shifty round to make sure creepers from the night before aren't close enough by, because creepers won't despawn during the day. They won't burn during the day. So if they've spawned and they're within 24 blocks of me, there's a good chance that they'll come over and blow me up. So it should be somewhere here. So I'm going to whip out my trusty shovel and just do a bit of digging. You might get lucky, you might dig straight into it, or you might do what I'm just about to do and dig every block except the one you need. Eventually got there, but look at the booty when you find it. That is fantastic. So we've got I'm going to throw some of this stuff away. I don't need that. I'm going to have to throw away all the sand. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep picking up sand for days. What don't I need? Don't need the rotting flesh. No, not sure about the gravel. Keep that. I don't need the jungle wood. Probably don't need that. I'm going to take all the iron. That's lovely. Certainly going to take the diamond. Heart of the Sea. They are phenomenal. And we'll discuss Hearts of the Sea later, because you can make conduits out of Hearts of the Sea. And you need those if you're doing any work underwater. They allow you to breathe underwater. They can damage mobs. If you're raiding a sea temple, you really need a conduit. What else do I need? There's an iron sword. Never have too many iron swords. We'll have some more TNT. Don't really need the fish. Can do without the sand. That was a lovely little adventure. That was fantastic. So now I don't need, actually I'm going to put the map in the chest. And then it won't block up my inventory. And I think we'll have a shifty on around the side of the island, see what else we can find. So now it looks like we're coming up on a mesa, or mesa, I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm going to pronounce it mesa. But this is where you can get all your coloured sand and your clays. Now, clay used to be fantastic prior to concrete. It was sort of the go-to coloured block. But now you can do the same sort of thing with concrete, and it's much easier to get. But you can use this, the clay that you can dig here to make terracotta and glazed terracotta. So you can make some fantastic patterns with it. So it's worth finding a mesa if you can do. Oh, look at that tropical fish. Have I got a bucket? I've got enough to make a bucket. I'm going to grab what I'm going to do, and I can see that over there. I don't think that's a temple, but we'll have a look at it in a second. I'm going to grab myself another crafting bench, because I just seem to be very, very poor at picking them up. What don't I need? Don't need that little bit of cobble. Myself down a crafting bench. Make myself a bucket. I don't want to do that. I want to make myself a bucket. Actually, I might turn those into ingots while I'm at it anyway. And then do a little V, make myself a bucket. And now if I can catch a fish, I can catch fish in my bucket. If we go over to try and find a nice looking fish, you're a nice looking fish, aren't you? If I right click on the fish, I'll catch it in a bucket. If I'm lucky. There you go. I've got an advancement as well. So I've now got a fish in a bucket. So now I can take it back, and if you build an aquarium back at your base, or you can stick it in a pond or something like that, I've got a tropical fish, a red chichlid, whatever it is. It's a red fish in a bucket. So I'm quite pleased with that. Don't leave that, Frills, again. Although you have run out of space. Right, let's go and investigate this then. Let's go and investigate this then. I'm rubbish at directions. It's another. Can you see? Oh, look at that down there. You can see a baby. A little baby drowned. And like baby zombies, they are a little bit quicker than normal drowned. Sure, there's going to be a chest in there. There is a chest in there. I can see it in there. No, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it just yet. Oh, there's a mine shaft there as well. Let's go and investigate a mine shaft. That's fantastic. Bedtime. Wow, that was a fantastic mine shaft, Frills. Okay. Never mind. Let's. I'm going to zip off and see if I can find something else before we finish today's adventures. Okay, so I've got bored of rowing about the coast, and I decided to come inland a little bit, and we found ourselves a dark oak forest, which is really great, but really scary because mobs won't despawn in here, and it's dark enough for mobs to spawn in here. So there's a very good chance I'll run around the corner straight into a mob. But there's a chance in a dark oak forest that we'll come across a woodland mansion. And if we do, that'd be really exciting. But I think I probably won't want to go in there on my own. I think I'll try and get Avo involved in that. But I might be being a little bit premature because they're not very common. And usually quite a long way away from spawn. And currently we're not a million miles away from spawn. We're currently at 419,853, so we're still within 1,000 blocks of spawn, so I'll be surprised if there's one here. But anyway, this is what a dark oak forest looks like. And don't go wandering around a dark oak forest unless you're properly kitted out. Which way was I going? Go west. Go west. Oh, look at that. You've got to be careful as well. If I'd have fallen down there, there'd have been tears. Right, we've found some berries, and these are brand new to me. You've never seen them before. Now, I do know that if you walk it... Let me sleep before I talk about this. But if I walk into a bush, it will give me damage. Because it hurts. Makes a funky noise as well. But if I right click on it, I know I can pick the berries. So what can I throw away that I don't need? No, I don't want the enchanting. Don't want it. So if I were to right click on that... Ah! I didn't know it. Oh. I don't know why I thought it wouldn't prick me if it didn't have any berries on it, but clearly it does. So I've got some sweet berries. So we'll make something nice with those. Actually, I'm going to grab all of the sweet berries. Well, that was fantastic. So thank you for watching, everybody. We've run out of time again for today. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please don't forget to leave it a like. And don't forget to pop over and have a look at Avo's videos where he's done a bit of exploring. Be interesting to find out where he's been and what he's found. So again, thank you for watching, everybody. This has been Frilioth, and I'm out of here.